Madras.
Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you to NASDAQ for having us here. We're incredibly excited about the second season of Genius, which, as Chris said, is premiering Tuesday night, next Tuesday night, April 24th, and all next week in 172 countries around the world, which we're very proud of. We're really excited for the American and international audience to get a taste of this show. We worked incredibly hard on it. It was a real labor of love. It's an incredible cast. Antonio Banderas, these two amazing guys, a young actor named Alex Rich, Clemence Poesy, Samantha Colley. So we really hope people will watch it. It's a real exploration into the life of the 20th century's greatest artist. And we're really just thrilled to be here.
Thank you. So this is something a little bit different that we have here. I know you guys are used to being under the camera all the time. But here at NASDAQ, we like to celebrate our closing bell ceremonies by awarding you guys our closing bell crystal. Not quite an Emmy, but a close enough.
Well, this is pretty good. Thank you very much, Chris. This is super cool. I feel like there should be a big deposit in here that we send out.
Well, that would be pretty cool. I would like that.
Thanks.
Here, guys. We'll take a board.
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh, no, no.
showrunner as well as EP of Genius Picasso, which is joining
Thank
me
you.
today.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you. So joining me today, he's showrunner,
Yeah.
TR Knight, who plays Max Jacob, and Robert Sheehan, who plays Carlos
you.
Casagemas.
Hola.
Casagemas. Casagemas.
Carles
Spanish.
Casagemas.
Spanish.
It's actually Catalan.
Oh,
From,
Catalan.
yeah,
Okay,
so from Catalonia in Spain, around Barcelona.
right, and as we know, Picasso, right, Robert? So
Well,
tell us
he
a
was
little bit about
he
who
became
is.
he knew he came to know Picasso when he came to Barcelona, which I believe when he was 18 or 19.
Yeah,
is
about
that right?
1898-ish.
Yeah, and Picasso fell in with a bad crowd
Yes.
of Catalaniste anarchist artists who all kind of hung out together, and himself and Casagemas, the person I play, became kind of inseparable, and then they traveled to Paris together, and sort of had this Paris adventure, but it was short-lived for Casagemas.
Don't give away too much.
No, we have to watch to find out.
Here on the NASDAQ, crikey. You want to be very, very frugal with your tips here.
The tips on stocks.
No.
French, or was a Frenchman who befriended Picasso when Picasso to Paris. He's so shortly the
Nursemaid.
a nursemaid. He was.
Nice.
And a law clerk.
Just imagining the
because he went.
Can't wait to
I think it's
I
about
concur.
obsession as well, you know?
Yeah.
Just, I think both subjects that the series has chosen so far have been utterly obsessive about their fields, and often to the detriment of the relationships around them, where their art or their science or whatever, it takes precedence over everything else, you know, to some degree or another. So I think what's interesting, was very interesting for me, was seeing how painful genius can be, especially to the ones that love the person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
True. If you know, Pablo Picasso made something like 45,000 works of art in his lifetime. So even though he lived 90 years, you know, your NASDAQ audience can do the math. I mean, this is a man who is compulsively and obsessively creating every single day of his life. You know, he had a need to create and a need to continue to reinvent himself, to make something new, to find some new way of expressing himself. And Robert is entirely correct that it's sometimes, you know, this came at a great cost. You know, we've discovered that, you know, genius has a price. I think Antonio said today that it's a kind of a pathology almost, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting character study, and a study of the characters also that surrounded Picasso.
And
I'll answer very quickly and then let these two guys answer. But for me, and this was true for Einstein as well, what I learned that I didn't know were the stories of all of the people, but particularly the women that surrounded Picasso, some of whom were really extraordinary artists in their own right, like Dora Maar, the great surrealist photographer, was one of his lovers, and Françoise Gillot was the mother of two of his children. And these women were really formidable figures and thinkers and artists in their own right. So I learned a lot about them.
it's interesting that you say that it became
Yeah.
his muse.
Yeah.
I didn't really know. I mean, Picasso to me growing up was just one of those iconic figures that you think you know a lot more about than you do. Or at least I.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
maybe I'm
Yeah.
just uneducated, which is possible.
No, I think
but,
that's true.
But so basically everything. I didn't know. I didn't know a profound amount, and it was. That's what's amazing about getting to do this job is you get to delve in, and each job, especially when it's a historical one like this, you get to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
And I'd seen his paintings, of course, in museums, but I didn't know the person behind it, and that's what's fascinating to me.
You know what I found to be one of the most amazing things I learned was the fact that Picasso's father was a man of bright ginger hair and beard.
True. They called his nickname was the Englishman.
The
They called
Englishman.
him the Englishman, even though he was, of course, Spanish from Malaga.
I mean, he looks more like Vincent van Gogh than he does than Picasso, and he was played by a fabulous Irish actor called David Wilmot. And I remember hearing that David Wilmot was playing Picasso's father. I was like, what?
That seems like very strange casting. But he's great in the show. Of course,
He's wonderful.
his mother was tiny and dark and olive-skinned and kind of the way you think about Picasso. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a Scandinavian incursion, wasn't there, in southern Spain at one point in history. So there's a lot of gingers down there.
Interesting. Can we watch the?
April 24th.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, it premieres April 24th and around the world on that same week in 172 countries around the
my
world.
God.
So Nat Geo is a you know a big international brand, and we're really very proud of the show and excited for people all over the world to watch it. So thanks for talking about it.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, and NASDAQ.